Hi, and welcome back to The Space in Between, The Space Between. This is my mini podcast that occurs every other week in between my podcasts, where they're just little short podcasts to get you through the week. And this week I want to, again, share a little bit more about myself in another piece that I wrote. This piece also appeared in Chicago Misfit Mom. And again, this piece was written before I had really figured out how I wanted to do this work and how I wanted to sort of bring my ideas about what happens to us when we die and how we can use death to help us live more fully and completely now. So this piece is called In My World, Money Falls from the Sky. And this happened shortly after my father-in-law passed away. And again, I'm not saying that this is the answer, what you're going to hear today is the answer, or this is the way it has to be. But I just want to open up your mind to looking for things that maybe we can't explain. Some people call it coincidence. Some people call it synchronicity. I just want you to open up your mind and expand your consciousness to what might be out there that maybe we can't explain. Money falls from the sky in my world. At least it has been raining money since my father-in-law passed away this past July. How do you explain death to a 9 and 6-year-old? I know how the therapist in me explains death, but how does the mother in me, the same one who can talk to dead people, explain death? Shortly after my father-in-law lost his battle with lung cancer, my daughter turned to me and said, I never realized that when someone dies, it means you will never see them again. And I guess on some level, that is exactly what it means. But for me, my father-in-law's presence is felt quite a lot. I feel it when lights flicker off, just as my husband, who's a lawyer and a skeptic, thinks, will I ever get a sign? I feel it when on my son's birthday, the lights go out in his bedroom and his bathroom. Spirit can usually communicate pretty easily through electricity. But mostly, I feel it through pennies and other forms of coins that seemingly fall from the sky. Coincidence? Perhaps. But fitting of my father-in-law? No doubt. My father-in-law was an accountant and literally watched every penny, both personally and professionally. My father-in-law and mother-in-law kept jars of coins in their closet, so it makes sense that my father-in-law would show his presence through money. Shortly after he passed, I found a penny sitting in my dryer. This was an easy one to dismiss. Of course, it was just in the pocket of someone's clothes. Except that the date was the year my husband was born. Another time I opened my front door, and there sat a shiny dime just waiting to be snagged. And then there was the time, shortly after his memorial service, as we got ready to board the plane, a shiny penny that seemingly everyone who boarded the plane stepped over, sat there untouched. Sure, these could be dismissed as flukes, and by many, I'm sure they will be. But then, this past weekend, as we headed back to Florida, and my son passed through security, right there waiting for him was a penny on the ground, or a poppy, as he now refers to found money. And as we passed back through security on our way back home, a quarter waited for him. Another poppy. Tonight, my daughter asked if she could take all the coins we've found and bring them to school for her share. I wondered to myself, what is the teacher going to think when my daughter tells the class that her dead grandfather drops pennies from the sky? And then I thought, maybe when someone dies, we don't ever see them again. At least not in the current way we think about seeing them. But maybe we feel them and know that they are with us. And if we just open our eyes and pay attention and be present in this world, we can still feel them with us, always. Like what you heard today and want to hear more? Curious about what comes next and what it all means? You can subscribe on iTunes. Just go to podcasts and find Life, Death, and the Space Between and hit subscribe. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dr. Amy Robbins. Ask me any questions you might have, Let me know what else you'd love to hear about, or just share your story. I can't wait to hear from you.